Yo, what is going on, guys? Matt C with a brand new video, and today we are doing a new series on Fallout 76, one where we go around and judge other people's bases on just random servers that I can find. So we will be judging them on 3 different categories: practicality, efficiency, and style, just to see which ones are the best, and I will be rating them out of 10 for each category. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Now, I do want to tell you that I know none of these people. I am just going into random servers, just straight up judging their bases. I know it's kind of judgy, right? Well, that is the point of the video. So the first base we have here is a bit interesting. So it's pretty minimalistic, if that's the word you want to use for it. There's not a whole lot going on the outside. Maybe it's a little bit more stylish on the inside, but on the outside it just looks plain. There's nothing going on. It's just a nice flat roof. The spawn on it's pretty terrible. You spawn on the complete opposite end. It's kind of weird. I don't really like it that much. You can always adjust the spawn if you don't know, but you do have to kind of fiddle with the actual camp location. He does have the awesome little junk extractor, so that does give him some points, and efficiency, of course. Okay, whenever you jump right into the inside the base, there's not a whole lot going on. Everything's just kind of put on the outside. It is very efficient, I'll give him that. The efficiency on this one is going to be super high, but for style, there's not really anything going on. The decorations are just kind of bland and plain. I would like to see him do a lot more with this base, because I do think there is some potential. Of course, maybe he's already done 100 other base builds and he doesn't really care that much anymore. That's perfectly fine as well. Maybe we just caught him on his one account that just so happens to be the one that he just does not care about base building at all, which is perfectly fine. He does have the crops, which I have it on my base as well, but I've never really found much use for the crops unless you're just constantly making recipes. Maybe then that's a good excuse to have them, but I've just never found a good use for them. Other than that, there's not really anything going on in the front of the house either, so this one, it's just kind of, it's okay. I don't really like the location of it that much either. It's decent. It could be a lot better. Well, let's go ahead and rate this one. So efficiency, I will give it a 9 out of 10 with everything just kind of thrown together. I'm sure it is easy just to run from thing to thing that you need and just go ahead and use whatever you need to. Style, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10. It's really not stylish. It's just kind of bland and plain. There's no effort put into it. You can kind of tell. And practicality, it is very practical. I'll give him that. It kind of goes with efficiency. I would give it a 6 out of 10. It's not that bad. Overall, for the entire base, I'd rate it about a 5 or 6 out of 10. It's pretty decent. Our next base looks like something from Star Wars. This looks like Vader's castle. It is a monumental structure. It just towers over everything. It's really cool to look at, actually. I do like what he has going on with the doors, with the little laser beam doors. I've never seen this before, but this could be something they've added since I haven't really been playing that much lately. It is really something neat that I think they've added, and it looks okay so far. Everything looks like it has its own little place. It looks like it's pretty organized. I dig it at the moment. Even has a very similar door at the back door as well. So okay, yeah, things are looking good so far. This looks a lot more stylish than the last base. Not as practical so far, but we'll see if that changes. Okay, yeah, so it is similar to last base, where it is a bit more practical. I don't really know what's going on with this giant hole in the wall. I guess you can kind of see it in third person, but in first person, you're just staring right at the hole. Other than that, things look good. Everything's kind of pushed together where you don't have to go looking all over the place or something. It looks great so far. This is definitely a castle if I've ever seen one in this game. Outside, he does have the vending machine, which is a bit annoying because it's in the back of the base. Is a bit harder to find. He does have the steel extractor, if you can't tell by all the amount of steel he is using on this base. So things do look pretty good. It's not as practical or efficient as the last base, but I do gotta admit, it's way more stylish. Style points, I definitely give it an 8 out of 10. It's actually looking really good. I am really happy with how this looks so far. Practicality, I'd give it maybe a 5. Yeah, a solid 5 is a good one. Actually, no, we'll bump it up to a 7 because the practicality of it's good. The efficiency is not. It doesn't seem very efficient. It seems like he is missing a little bit here. I would like to see much more purified water pumps. I'd like to see some crops maybe as well, something along those lines. Overall though, I'd give the base a solid 7 out of 10. It's really good. I like this base. This is a base that if he made like a tutorial on YouTube for, it'd be perfect. I would recommend a lot of you go check it out. Next one, okay, this one looks interesting as well. So you kind of have a weird kind of truck stop vibe, even though it's blocking up the entire road. So I guess you just have to go through his base if you are trying to drive through it. This one's also pretty cool. It's more stylish than the first one still. Not quite on this level as the second one, but this is really nice so far. I don't like how there's no stairs to get in, and there's a giant hole in the wall where there's just rocks sticking through and a fertilizer system going. But other than that, it seems good so far. This seems very efficient, practical. Everything's kind of jumbled in together like the first one, but it seems a bit more organized. Not a fan of this weird plate system he has going on. I don't fully understand, but he does have his vending machine out there, so that is going to cost him some points because that is super annoying just to get to. Or maybe I just have 2 brain cells left. Upstairs, it kind of looks kind of plain and bare. There's not much going on. This is going to cost some style points. It's not as cool as the second one, but it's still something. Now upstairs, we do have his vault entrance. We have some garden plots that somewhat are in use. Most of them aren't. Don't really know what the plan is for this. Maybe long term he's just gonna put a bunch of stuff up here and just leave it. Yeah, not a huge fan of this one so far. It's okay. Maybe the vault will be a little bit more redeeming for him. And upon entrance, it is also bare. There's little to nothing here. There's a radiation shower, so that's nice. At least I can get rid of my rads. But other than that, there's not really much going on here. He's trying to build his own little floor system up top. There's a vending machine in here as well, which is kind of curious. I don't understand why fully. Maybe he has some weird evil genius plan. If you ever see this video and you know this is your base, go ahead and comment down below whenever you do have this done. I do want to check this out because I have no idea what you're doing here. I don't even understand it for a little bit. He does have a secret little room area at the top of the vault that I can't get to because I don't have a jetpack on a power armor, or I don't have any way to jump up there. So I can't really judge him off of that as well. Maybe there's something cool up there. I'll never know. I think I've seen enough of this base. So let's go ahead and rate it. So style points, I will give him something decent because he's at least tried, at least in the beginning stages. The outside of the base looks really freaking cool. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's definitely something though. Practicality, it is pretty practical. I'll give him that. I'll say 6 out of 10 as well. Efficiency, it's kind of just jumbled together, so I guess you could say it is somewhat efficient, but the more I'm going through his vaults, the more confused I am because I think some of these locations aren't available in his actual main base. They're only in the vault, so that does seem kind of odd to me. I am going to cost him some points there, so I'm going to knock his efficiency rating down to about a 4. Overall though, I would give the base a 5 out of 10. It's a solid base. There's a lot to be improved on, but of course he is trying. It is much better than most bases I've seen, and trust me, this is not the worst base you will see in today's videos. Stick around if you want to find that one. Overall, this does look nice, and I would recommend trying it out if you have something similar in mind. Okay, now this one looks really cool as well. So he took the Brotherhood of Steel defense tower and he kind of built along with it as well to make his own actual base. That's interesting. That's going to add some serious style points to it. I've never seen someone do it that way. That's really cool. From the front, you get a nice view of everything. Everything looks really good and solid. It looks like he's put a lot of thought into this base. So far, I'm very impressed. Let's see what the inside looks like. So when walking in, it looks good so far. Vending machine's right there on the left, so you can't actually miss it. You don't have to go searching for miles just to find the vending machine. I love that, actually. Got a few things on display on the right side as well. Let's go ahead and go upstairs and see what we have going on up here. Okay, so this is his own little workshop. It's all nice and neatly put together. It looks really, really good. I love the way he's done it. If you go upstairs, you have his own little resting area. It's not really a bedroom, but it's just a nice little area to come chill out. I like it so far. It looks good. It is kind of weird how it's not really closed off, but I understand what he's kind of going for, and it's really good so far. He does have the vault that we'll check out in a second, but I do want to go into this back room and see what's going on back here. Not a whole lot. It looks like it's mostly just that one area that he's done. He hasn't really put much into the watchtower. There's another little vending machine up here, as well as a little Brotherhood conference area if you just need to go and convene with your friends about how to take on the next raid or the next boss fight you find. And at the very top, you have the artillery tower, and that is it. So let's check out the vault and see what else we have going on here. So far, I'm really enjoying this base. This is a solid base. This might be the best one we've seen today. Okay, and when you enter it, it does look kind of plain. I'm not going to hold it against it because he has put a lot of work into the actual base itself instead of the vault, which I think I would actually prefer. It is cool to have the vaults, but I don't think they've kind of worked out the way Bethesda wanted them to. It's just kind of boring for the most part, in my personal opinion. But for the sake of these videos, I will be checking them out and I will be judging them as well as part of the base because technically it is part of the base. So far, it is costing him some points, which kind of sucks because his base is actually really cool, but the vault's just kind of bland and plain. And going upstairs in his final little room, he does earn some points back. Okay, so this is actually really cool. He's got a nice little setup going on where he has a few things on display, just a stash right here. It's a nice little area just to come chill out. Just if you want to relax in game, maybe just come sit in here while your friends go do some quests and maybe you just have to go do something. A nice little safe area, if you will. It's really cool so far. I like it. We can check the last little utility room here to see exactly what's in here as well. Okay, and it looks like there's nothing in here so far. Yeah, it's plain. So yeah, that's it for the base. So style points, I will give him a 9 out of 10 because his actual base itself is amazing. Not a 10 out of 10. The vault does cost him that that one single point, keeping him off of that perfect 10 out of 10. For practicality, of course, I'm going to give it a 7. No, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 as well. It's very practical. Everything is nicely put together. Efficiency as well. I give it an 8 out of 10 as well. Everything just comes together very well in this base, and I'm super happy with what he's done. So total, I will give this base an 8.5 out of 10. Keep up the good work, man. You're so close to that 10 out of 10. If I ever run into it again, hopefully your base has improved, and we'll see you on the next one, man. And for our last base of today, while it loads up, let's see what we have here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so is everything outside? No, okay, we have a structure finally. Okay, so we have 2 structures, it looks like, with a lot going on outside here. Wow. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So it looks like a complete train wreck, but everything's kind of put out to a certain way. So it's like an organized train wreck. This is a weird one. I haven't seen one like this in quite a while, and this is it's a lot to take in if you can't tell just by looking at it here. It's interesting to say the very least. So walking through, it does look like he has everything that he needs all in this nice little circle. It kind of feels like a ritual circle or something. He has the acid extractor going, which, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty efficient. I will give him that. That's gonna give him some points. Style points are definitely taking a huge hit on this one. There's not really much decorating going on here. Let's see what's in this little structure. Okay, so this is where his vending machines are. They're on the opposite side of his base, which does kind of suck, but at least they're not hidden in the giant mess of whatever is happening in the middle there where all of his workstations are. Actually, I think I might prefer his vending machines being this far out, so that way I know at least where I should probably look instead of just looking in that weird ritual circle and feeling like I'm gonna get sacrificed at any second. So far, not too bad. Style points definitely have taken a hit. Practicality is pretty high because everything's just kind of right there when you need it. I'm sure it's super efficient as well if you need to go from one station to the next, so there's points there as well. And if we take a look in this other structure, it looks like the Enclave little thing that they put in the shop, and it's just kind of a display thing. Okay, not bad. Definitely not my favorite so far. It is super interesting to say the least. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. He does have a little vault. Honestly, I don't really want to go into it, especially after this one, so I think I'm just going to leave it from looking at this little thing and just kind of base my judgment off of this. Style points, I'll give it a 2 out of 10. There's not really anything going on here. Everything's just kind of thrown around. Practicality, I will say it is pretty practical if he does need to go from one workstation to the next. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It's pretty practical. Efficiency, I'll give it a 5 out of 10 as well. If it wasn't so jumbled and messed up, I'm sure it'd be a lot better. It'd be a lot easier to find things. This is a base that if I made this, I would get lost myself and forget where things are. So I'm just speaking personally where I would forget where everything is. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is a new series that we are starting. So you will be seeing more videos like this, and maybe you'll see your base in here. Who knows? Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.